Good morning, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing some Heartbreak Asks cards and some Love Answers cards. The Heartbreak Asks cards are based on heartbreak. They're questions and sometimes statements that we say when we're going through heartbreak. You know, because sometimes we play things over. That's more of a statement that we're trying to find answers to. So those will be the Heartbreak Asks, and then we'll be doing some Love Answers cards, which are all based around nature. And then sometimes we'll be doing some Love Is cards, which are these ones. And that's basically what is love. And these are based on my own experiences, my own knowledge, my own interpretation. And if something resonates with you, then kind of go with it. If it doesn't, you know, there's thousands of other channels out there where I'm sure something will resonate. Okay, so we'll start with some Heartbreak Asks. And what I would say, just for the, just while I'm shuffling the cards, just take your focus to the candle flame and just think about what you want for today. You know, sometimes I'll give an intention of an idea for an intention, but just think about what you want today to be like and then kind of just put it out there. Okay, so why do I play those same words and that same scene over in my head? And this is a really common one because when we lose someone, or whether it's or anything, whether we lose a dream, whether we lose a pet, whether we lose a person who passes on, whether we lose someone from a relationship, we all play that last scene over in our head and the last words that were said to us. And this is normally because we're trying to understand what's just happened. And because when we understand, the fear goes away. When we understand, we have clarity. When we understand, we get peace of mind. So what the mind is trying to do is trying to kind of go, okay, let me understand what's just happened. And the only thing you have to hang on to is that last scene and those last words. And that's okay. You know, we have to do this. We have to try to process what's just happened. And what I would say to write down that scene. Just write it down on a piece of paper, because, or even type it on your computer or your laptop or your tablet or phone, but just write down that last scene. And what it will do, it will give you some clarity. It won't answer your questions, but it will give you a level of clarity of the situation, what you've just experienced, how you've experienced it, and it will allow you to have some level of detachment from it, because all the time it's playing over in your head. It's almost like it's like a record that keeps going back and playing over and playing over and playing. It's like a stuck record. And you need to break that, because when you break it, you give your mind time to actually think and let other things in. When other things come in, that's when you'll start to calm and start to find a level of peace. So yeah, that's my little tip for today. Some days I'll be giving little tips and some days I'll give more kind of explanation. But I think because this one's such an important one, and it's one that really does can stay around to kind of haunt us for a long time, in my experience, and again, this is based on my own experience. I've done it the way where I've just played it for months and months and months and months, and it becomes so depleting and debilitating. And then I've done it where I've actually written it down. And when you've written it down, just write it down and put it away. It doesn't mean it will never come into your head again, but what it means is you've taken it out of your head onto the page, and it starts that journey of seeing it differently, seeing it from a different perspective. And when we see things from a different perspective, we understand them differently. And I think it's really important when you're going through heartbreak is because what happens, we look at it from our perspective. We never really look at the whole bigger picture. We just look at it from what we're feeling, and that's absolutely normal because the feelings are so intense and overwhelming. But sometimes when we look at the bigger picture and the whole perspective, we get to see it slightly differently. And this sounds really simple, and I guess this is why my channel is Love is Simple, because it is simple, but what we do as human beings, we complicate it with our emotions. And if we can actually take it down to the simplest form, then it kind of alleviates our suffering. And that's the whole point of why I wanted to share the things that I'm sharing on here, because life is precious. And as you would have realized in the last 18 months, it's, you know, time is one of the most important things, and you don't want to waste precious lifetime on something that takes energy rather than gives energy. And you're in control of that. You know, you can turn that around and shift it and change your perspective and change how you see it. And when we change how we see things, new things come to us, new things open up, and we start living again. So yeah, so that's why you play those things over in your head, because you're trying to understand it. And in those situations, you're never going to understand it when you're kind of consumed by emotion, because emotions, when they're out of control, blur our vision. They stop us from seeing the truth of a situation, because they're all consuming. So yeah, give that little exercise a go. And then what I will be doing over time, when I do different workshops and different things, I will be going into more tools and techniques, how to help you and how to, you know, change things and accelerate things. But that will be coming later. Okay, so let's do some love answers cards. So these are based on nature, and again, my perspective, my experience, my knowledge, etc. Okay, so we've got 2 cards come out. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, so because I love the candle, and I love the light that it radiates. Whenever you light a candle, doesn't matter what you're feeling, it gives comfort, it gives warmth, it gives a level of strength. And what's so amazing in the love answers, I always have, there's only a couple of cards that I've got 2 of. I won't tell you what they are because it'll be a surprise when they come out, but today we have, this is so weird, it's not weird, it is what it's meant to be, but we have 2 candle flames, which is absolutely crazy. And it's really interesting because today I normally, if you've watched my channel before, I normally light 1 candle. Today I lit 2 candles because I felt like I wanted more light today. And I think that's a really big thing in the healing process, is trusting what your instinct is telling you, learning to kind of tune into your intuition and knowing what you need. For example, like I said, I lit another candle this morning. I lit another candle because I just felt, actually, I feel like I need light this morning. And we have 2 candles. So the candle, oh my gosh, this is one of the most amazing things, the candle, in the healing process. And it's such a point of focus. It's an amazing point of focus for healing, because if you look at the candle, it is very delicate, but it's very strong. It gives strength. You see the power in it. It has the power to light up an entire room, and yet it has the power to burn down a whole entire building just from one spark. So it's very powerful. And and that's exactly what we're like as human beings. If you think about what you're going through now and you look at the candle flame, you're very delicate, and you feel very sensitive. And I've been there, so you know, you feel as if someone blows on you, you'll fall over, and it's the same as the candle. You blow on it, it goes out. But when it's lit, the power that it has, the strength it has, the ability to light up the entire room. And if you take a moment to focus on the candle, you actually find that there'll be a real sense of calmness, peace, clarity, and energy. And this is really why I have these photographs, because I think the energy that comes from this is so immense. It can change your emotions, it can change your feelings, it can change your thoughts. It can take you from darkness to light. And I think that's something always to remember, that no matter how dark everything is, there is always light. There will always be light, and you can always find the light. You can always see the light. You may not feel the light at times because, you know, when we go through traumatic experiences, we kind of shut down inside, but visually there is always light. And the more you connect to that, the quicker the healing, the greater the awareness. So what I would say, you know, that doesn't have to be all day, every day, but I would light a candle at some point in the day, just for a moment, just to kind of, even if you don't set intention, even if you don't look at the candle, just to have that in the room, it gives light, and it will give you comfort, it will give you strength, it will give you power, it will give you energy. Because when you're going through something like this, sometimes it depends where you are on your journey, but at every stage of the journey, whether it's the beginning of the journey where you're feeling overwhelmed, or whether it's because you keep, you know, 5 years down the line and you keep thinking about the situation, or whether it's 10 years down the line and you're in that process of, you know what, it's finally time to let go, it will help silently support your decision, your thoughts, your feelings. And that's a really important part of the healing process. So give that a go. So hopefully something today's helped. And I will be doing some other videos which will be connect with, they'll be called, and connect with will be things that I, from my perspective, feel that connecting with these things helps the healing process. And I think I've already done one video, which is connecting with the crystal, which is connecting with Mother Earth. So I will be doing some more of those as we go on. Okay, so remember to check out, most of these videos will be Heartbreak Asks, then the love answers will be in the description box below. So remember to check out both videos when you watch the Heartbreak Asks questions. Okay, have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Take care.